we are going to be working with external DOS command, and we call them command which requires other external assistance for their accomplishment. And some of these commands we can look into. We can check a disk, for instance. Check disk for error. Most times, whether floppy, hard, or any other type of disk can contain virus as we use them for copying and moving files. More about virus, we will tell you more about virus later. But for now, if you want to run a scan disk, you want to check a disk for virus in Microsoft DOS. We call it MS-DOS. Sometimes you can call it MS-DOS, So now, if you want to do that, it's also just like other DOS commands, it has its own syntax. So we can just simply say scan disk space D drive, press enter. Okay, well, don't be surprised if it doesn't work on the system here, just like I told you earlier on. It's not all the commands that work on this version of Windows, but you can still try it on your own version of the Windows, and I know it's likely going to work depending on the version you're using. But at the same time, if you want to copy a disk, it's a process of transferring the whole content of a disk to another disk with the same size. So you do that in a single operation though. Let's take for instance, if peradventure what you have a content here, maybe you say want to copy this copy. The command is disk copy. For instance, you have want to transfer the content of a particular disk to another disk. You can do that also when you have a file, a system flash drive which has your Windows, and you want to transfer to another flash drive disk. You can use this command. It's called a scan disk copy. And how you do it is disk copy. You specify the drive. Maybe let's say drive A:/ space A:, for instance. You press your enter. It's not recognized as an internal or external DOS command, operable program or batch file. So this also is not functional, but you have to give it a try, because once you do it, it will prompt you, give you a prompt asking you, do you want to continue? You say yes or no, depending on what you want to do. So once you enter the disk, you enter the syntax disk copy, the drive you want to copy or the disk you want to copy. Like you can say A:, and A:, that is you're copying from the floppy to the floppy, and press the return key on the keyboard. Computer will ask you to insert the source disk first, so you have to insert the source disk. After copying, they will request for you to put the other disk, and which is a target disk, and you have to confirm it. Then you press your enter. That is how those ones work. Then we have the Xcopy, and it's a command you use to copy files and directories from one disk to another. It deals with the source and target disk, as well as changing file names. Understand? So you can use the Xcopy to copy everything inside your drive to another drive. Now let's say, for instance, I want to copy a file. We have, let me see the files we have here. Maybe let's create one. Copy con space look.doc. Let's just say search is live, no matter the nature of your problem, not minding misfortune. Let's just say this, then we just press our Ctrl Z and enter. It has been copied. So we want to copy it from the D drive to the C drive. So what we do is just, let's do it this way. Okay, we can say Xcopy space, what is the name of the file again? Let's copy D drive look.doc, give a space C colon, want to rename it to lock.txt, press enter. Does C specify a file name or directory name on the target? Okay, so they said this specify a file name or tree on a file name, say it's a file name. So they said it has been copied directly. So that is how you do the Xcopy command. Then as well, you can view the version of Windows, the version of what you're using, the version of Windows you're using. We're using Windows version 10.0.10240. So this is how you actually work with DAWs. Now, just a quick recap before the lesson, the part 1 of the operating system gets wrapped up. We did the introduction where we gave a definition, functions of DOS. We explained the disks and drives, we explained the floppy disk, we showed how to run the disk, and also the terminologies of DOS, how you can format a disk, and also we went ahead to tell you how to, the rules for creating files in DOS, the files and the importance of files and extension names, how you can create files, the commands that you can use to create files. All this we showed you where you can create file using the copycon command. As well, we also showed you how you can rename a file using the ren command, and also you can view a file using the type command space the file name. So all you have to do is just take a good look and glance at all the ones you've not understood properly, attend to the lessons properly, get your questions ready, ask your questions where you're confused, and we are here to always respond to your questions.